of new people that it's coming into the flat earth discussion. Maybe they are not seeing yet, or maybe the old ones, sometimes it's impossible to be following all the things behind NASA craps, right? So I'm going to, let me very quickly to share my screen. I think now I am presenting, supposedly. Hello to Cave Artist in Rockfin. Looking good, sound perfect. Okay, thank you for the advice. So right now I am presenting, or what I want to present, it's the A.R.G.O.S system, which is stand for Active Response Gravity of Low System. It's an actual official system inside NASA that it's used by training. Let me just take out the sound. Oh, let me just leave the sound.
NASA's Active Response Gravity Offload System, or A.R.G.O.S for short, is a robotic system that has been developed at the NASA Johnson Space Center to train astronauts and perform human testing in a reduced gravity environment. The system actively offloads a portion of a person's body weight while tracking the person's motions in both the vertical and horizontal directions. And what it is a robotic technology project that simulates any reduced gravity environment, whether that's Mars, the moon, or even an asteroid, or microgravity like the space station.
I think that maybe they can bend space and time, to facilitate the slow motion of the supposedly gravity. Gravity is not a force, but they can simulate using simulating or taking into account as a force. So right now the important thing for me is that you pay attention to this system, which is a tiny motors, taking care of calibrating between the weight of the astronaut and the supposedly setup that they are putting into the computer to simulate, like you listened before, the environment, quote unquote, Mars, or the gravity of the moon, gravity, whatever. But it has this 6 axis of freedom, because you can move horizontal, vertical, and of course with this crane you can move forward and backward. So you have these 6 axis of freedom, and you have these tiny motors that of course it produce a sound, because that is important to what I wanted to show you. So the rest, as you will know, is just method of, okay, they use as a training, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter right now, but the important thing is a switch. It's just a tiny switch to turn it on and put it off. Okay, it's
gravity room here on the Earth.
It's just moving this switch up or down, and you have this active response gravity of low system working, or not. And why I mentioned this, because I think this is probably the the worst day, not the worst error of all for NASA astronaut, but I think it was the worst day for NASA astronaut in the ISS. And let me go here. This is the official video. It used to have the comments available, but I don't know, right now it's unavailable, so you cannot leave any comment, and I imagine why. But this is the official video where the host of this show is in PBS NewsHour. He's going to talk with Endeavour mission and the astronaut there, Gregory Johnson, I think is Scott Kelly, well, Michael Fink, Gregory whatever, all the astronauts, Ron Karan, and Mark Kelly, not Scott Kelly, Mark Kelly. And this is live. I mean, live at that particular moment, right? At that particular time, not right now. It has 12 years old. It, maybe they don't have the proper equipment to fake gravity, to fool people as we have today. So what I wanted to show you is I downloaded the official video and I put into Premiere to, have a little bit of more control, skipping forward and make pause and, make zoom, things like that. So the first thing, at least for me, it's that when they go live, they take the astronaut, doing doing things, reading paper, things like that, which maybe is something that not intended to happen, because maybe they are reading the supposedly question from the ground that they always receive from schools and things like that. So let me just play.
A big concern. And there's the crew members right now. It's good to see them. Let's do what we've got to do, which is say hello to them. And so what I do is this. I say, Endeavor ISS. This is Miles O'Brien with Google. How do you hear me?
Miles, we have you loud and clear. How do you hear us?
5 by 5, Commander Mark Kelly. Good to see you guys. You look...
But you're gonna notice a few, at least, strange things at the beginning to have into, comparison, if you will. So first of all, look at the posture of Mark Kelly. Look at the, I don't know how you say, the sweater. Look at the shape here. It's quite strange. And he's like, like a little Michelin toy, all inflated inside. It's like, for me at least, I cannot say that this is natural. It is something.
All right,
like,
let's go to question number 2. This one is a text question, actually a couple of questions.
I don't know why he's gonna have this shape inside the body, inside the sweater. Then the interview keep going. He start, as always, moving in a little strange way. And then you're gonna see, for example, the necklace. It's going to have a little strange movement. Let me just make a little bit of zoom here.
That's great, right?
He takes the necklace
Right around your neck. Okay.
Yeah.
In
when he's going to release, he's
in
going
the
to
course
have,
of your in the course of your
Yeah, okay.
busy day,
he is going to release,
obviously,
and boom, goes up. It goes up because they are inverted. Why that wire is going to go up? It's, at least for me, it's a little strange. I mean, he just release. Okay, it's going to just simply release.
obviously,
And boom.
day,
You
obviously, you have.
It's like it's another force taking care of that. But let's just leave like that. Then the guy is start, and at least for me, it's a little strange. Let me just move it back.
With not only Mike.
He's going all the time. He's trying to put something inside the sweater. He's uncomfortable.
He's spent a little bit of time up there. You tweeted
look at that.
a photo of the Mississippi River the other day, and NASA has been sending images as well.
And now he's going to start like moving in a strange path.
What's it like? Like to
He straight the arms.
see the devastation of that flooding from space.
The devastation and the tragedy that's going on in that area of the country, is really something, and we feel a responsibility to try and document that as best we can.
Look at these guys. They are like, like giving signs behind the camera. They are really, really strange.
Own eyes,
Look at the guy, how he's moving. Mark Kelly, it's all the time he's not I cannot say feeling well, but look at this strange movement
in space is flying, and yesterday we opened up the hatch to the International Space Station, and I could really stretch my legs and fly from one end to the...
What happened inside the sweater? let me just make a little room here. Look at that part. You can see like boom, you know, like boom, boom. And the guys start moving up and down and
Really stretch my legs and fly from one end to the other. And we have a beautiful
and again, it's like in the mechanic
from one end to the other.
move inside the
And
body.
we have a beautiful space station.
And immediately he needs to, you know, straight the arm. And when he's going to make something, the arm stuck, and he's going to pull
We
back
have a
again.
beautiful space station. I also
And he start talking with his friend, you know, trying to communicate like something's wrong.
really like looking at
Like, man, I'm stuck here.
our beautiful
He started looking down.
planet.
He's trying to, you know, trying to understand what's going on.
It's the most
And the guy immediately put his left arm in the
beautiful
back
planet in the whole solar system.
and trying to, you know, move it down. The whole astronaut.
All right.
And-
We had promised to see Greg Chamatoff and Greg.
And if you continue looking at these clowns, you immediately going to notice that everything is a little strange, and it's going to get worse when they invite the fifth astronaut to the,
Ad here.
you know, to participate into the
There's Box. Greg Johnson comes
Q&A.
in. You know, the pilot never gets enough respect. I'm glad
you know, they have all the t-shirts, all the, you know,
Pilot-
clothes moving strange,
never gets enough
know,
respect. I'm glad you did.
having movement like something is inside. And let me just skip forward to the most bad part, which is here. And for me, this is key in terms of, you know, something is activating or deactivating, or trying to calibrate at least this this type of mechanism that we saw earlier with the A.R.G.O.S system. And if you take a look here, you're gonna have that the host asks for a somersault.
This is one of my favorites from Innocent Nightmares, Garland, Texas. Do you ever actually say, Houston, we have a problem?
Well, they're going to say in in a few minutes, but here's when the guy asks for a somersault to finish, you know, the interview.
All right. That's about all the time we have. I got to implore upon you, group somersault. Can you do one for me?
Group somersault. Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. I think
And I like to analyze this as a choreography because, first of all, when the host asks for a somersault, immediately this guy in the back is going to try to escape away. You know, like, okay, we need to make some room here.
yeah, no problem. I
So he,
think we can do that, right?
you know,
Right.
he moves with the arm inside, not because he's just a Freemason, but also because they have this cable around, so you need to put the arm inside to don't, you know, be all a mess with all the cables surrounding it. And he's going to move up, disappear from the camera, and then the other guys is going to start making all these, I don't know how to say in English, but the problem
That's
here is that
Certainly not as
they start to, you know, mess one of each other. They're going to start, you know, all the wires start
graceful as it
getting
could have
crazy.
been. That's why we usually
Look at those guys here. The first one that supposedly
hesitate to
go up
do
is
those.
going to start coming into the camera, still with the arm inside
but
Well-
it's
of the body.
certainly fun to do.
I got to say.
And here is where they are going to try to release, you know, trying to unwire and spin. I don't know how to say in
Hey,
English.
at least you're
You know,
having some fun up there.
they're going to try,
You're not going to the Olympics with that.
start turning because they maybe has a lot of
Keep the
all the wires,
day jobs,
you know.
guys, or night jobs on this.
I think it's 2 times or 3 turns, completed turns. Let me just here.
Olympics.
One,
With that, keep the day jobs,
2,
guys, or night jobs on this mission.
3.
It,
His friend stopped them, and he pulls the arm into the front, like make some accommodation inside. I don't know. He starts stretching the t-shirt, and the problem is that Mark Kelly, is stuck, and he cannot turn. So for me, here comes the most important part, because the red t-shirt
with
guy,
that, keep the day jobs, guys, or night jobs
he's looking the problem of Mark Kelly.
on this mission.
So he's going to give a sign behind the camera, and he's going to move the hand, saying I see the problem here. And now immediately he's going to press a button right here on the wall. And because Mark Kelly has the microphone open, you are going to hear the sound of the motor that it's up, of course, in the ceiling. You cannot see with the camera. And here is where, for me at least, comes these impossibilities, because how many chance is going to be like when someone press the button, you hear some mechanical motors moving, and then you're gonna have like a mechanical movement of the sweater. And here you can take a look, the hand. Now he's going to press, and look this part of the cloth. There you have it, you know. And again, and again, and not just that, but also if you take a look before here, let me just move it like that. Look how the wire removal in terms of the digital technique is failing. Can you see? Remember, guys, this is a live stream in an official channel. The same thing happened, and you can see here. This is not something that I'm edit myself or things like that. This is what actually happened. The problem is here the sound of the live stream is a little low, so you need to increase the sound volume to hear the mechanism of the motors. But this is official. I mean, I downloaded from here. This is not, something that I invented. I don't know if you can hear right now. You have all the choreography. The guy is going to, you can hear, yeah, and you can see the movement in the cloth. But when you start analyze, remember that, for example, to remove the wires, in some cases, one of the techniques is that you have cables, right? Like you see here, you have cables, and you use a wire remover. That it's the name in terms of the technique. So when you just draw a path and you're trying to take information into the surrounding pixels and trying to clone on that thin line of the wire removal plugin, and then you're gonna have, like all the time, the software is evaluating the surrounding pixels and trying to just copy, from all around and trying to clone on top. And there you have how they, if you want to erase the cable. The problem is that when you do that in real time, you don't have the possibility to correct the errors that maybe it's taking place because the algorithm is not working pretty fast, or the image is or the video is a little complicated to resolve. So when you're doing that, for example, in real time, you can have some strange shadows that still are there, or some, like, I don't know how to name in English, but it's like, okay, the software is calculating, but it not has the enough information because maybe the angle change or the perspectives change, or some shadow is making weird things. So you're gonna have this strange patch on the image that produce these weird things. When you take this into consideration, you're gonna have this blur patch on top of the video. You're gonna have strange things, and that it's the bottom line. And here you can see around the Denmark flag, you can see that how the patch is not working correctly. So you're gonna have, and then not just that, but also when the guy press the button, everything goes crazy, and you're gonna have like a mechanical, it's a mechanical movement in the cloth, and you cannot
Yeah, Miles,
have
and
that.
I'll send you one of these breaks.
You're never gonna have cloth moving like that. It doesn't matter if it's A.R.G.O.S, ISS, or whatever. You're gonna have like three type of movement of the cloth, which is crazy.
Yeah,
And again, you can hear the sound. You can hear the sound because if you remember, the most probably thing is that they are leading with let me go back here, with this type of movement. You have the cable rolling up, and then you're gonna have all these mechanical parts, moving and producing that sound. That's the thing behind it. So here you have at least for me, you have a direct evidence that they are using wires. And of course, this is 12 years ago. This live stream is 12 years ago. If you just translate that to our days, I think they're going to get a little better in terms of the visual effects that they use. And of course, if you are just hello Cami, thank you for being here. Let me just add as a moderator. And if you just translate this old technology to our days, of course they're going to get better, and they're going to use more, better techniques. And of course, the day that everything happen in real time, and we're gonna have virtual reality, and you are gonna have the Google Lens and the new virtual reality for Apple just insert in your brain, we're gonna to lose the battle. But at least we have these videos in the archive, and we can use it as at least to expose the fraud behind NASA. So again, one more time, let me just play it one more time to leave clear.
Jobs on this mission.
Let me just come back here, and here you have it. That is the cable, man. That is the cable.
Yeah, Miles, and I'll send you.
Okay, I'm going to release Mark Kelly.
Yeah, Miles, and I'll send you one of these bracelets.
I would like one. Thank you to all of you very much. Appreciate your time. I know you got a busy mission.
And of course, the guy is still unreleased. He's still backwards, and
Ahead. You
he cannot turn.
got the spacewalk ahead.
They are looking each
And
other.
thanks to all of you for your time. And
look at the leg. The guy is completely
to
it's a
be a
joke.
part of this.
Yeah, digital aircraft.
And for watching us and sending us such
He's still trying to pull himself in the correct orientation, and he cannot do it.
terrific questions. You can see portions of
He's still stuck.
this interview on the PBS NewsHour and the entire interview.
Look at the faces, and you can see the illumination is not correct. It's like a complete or green screen or augmented reality
Interview on the News Hours
or
YouTube
something
channel.
like that. And in fact, you can see here, I think it's around here at the beginning, when this guy is moving the arm to the side. Let me just, here, I think it's around here. They're going to have like,
Weighed in with
let me see if it's here. I think it's here.
York,
He's going to move, and here you can see a lot of strange. This is typically on green screen when you have these spill problems with tiny object like hairs. You know, it's not picking the correct. Look here, this part in the arm. Here you can see something is trying to avoid. Here you can see this strange movement where my mouse arrow is right now. That type of digital aircraft, this is not for compression, this is not problem for because the compression of the video. No, this is something else. This is related with some green screen or you know, look at how the complete arm is shaking. Look, this patch here, you know, they are all the time taking the hand and looking something out of the screen, out of the camera perspective. But here you can see, I hope you can see on the YouTube transmission, but you have here a lot of weirdness, digital thing happen. It's all over the place. I mean, this is not a real image. You know, here again you have this, you know, this is a compression problem. Yes, could be, of course, but just in the arm. And here it's all, it's this transparency. It's typically, this happened with the low quality green screen techniques, you know. Unfortunately for NASA, but all this live stream is completely a mess. I think it was the worst live stream ever for the astronauts. And of course, once you see that, you can start looking other videos and, you know, start at least comprehends why they are all the time. For example, when people start or the astronaut start being stuck in the air, they always push a button or you know, take a lever or things like that, or pull a lever. So for example, right now the guy is stuck in the air and he's going to move it. He's going to move the lever and, you know, gently start going down, and the face is very strange. He's not comfortable what he's doing. So he pushed the lever, he pulled the lever, he's moved. And again, remember that the A.R.G.O.S system is just a switch. It's one switch, tuck tuck, on off. You can use it as an on off, or at least you can use it to calibrate. Here again, the guy is going to trying to go down, but before going down, he's going to being pulled up. That doesn't have any sense. And he's moving something here, and then of course the catastrophe happened because there is not enough cable, and you're gonna have this, you know, the t-shirt is going to be pulled up there. And not just the t-shirt, but I think if you paying attention, you can see also something is start, you know, a little things are again have that digital aircraft based on the wire removal technique. It's a little subtle this time, but you have it there. And of course you also have the face after the performance, that, you know, something is not quite right in his attitude. Again, he's touching something here as always. And then, for example, the his friend here in the middle, he's going trying to make another, you know, turn, and he again is trying to release some cable, and then boom, maybe it was not enough to have the complete turn. But all the time they are pushing, they are manipulating something here, you know. You can clearly see he's looking, he's paying attention, he's focused on something, some type of switch here. And again, here are the classic ones where you can see that they are trying to just make a simple turn, and the guy is going to be stuck. They put the arms inside, like the other that we analyzed before. And you know, all this movement, of course they are on wire. They are on wires, without any doubt. They are using this type of multiples technologies between wire removals, the actual wires, as a Hollywood movie. Then you have, for example, well, and if you follow some Hollywood techniques, this is what they are doing. Of course, they need to, you know, they are going to use just a simple internal wires there. That is why the cloth is moving strange. It's just 1 millimeter iron cable that you need to move or support the body. And the roof is always open. They close digital because it's where they never show that in real time. They never move the camera and show the roof of the ISS, the ceiling of the ISS. But you don't need to, you know, it's just 2 cables. And remember that even David Copperfield performs live, you know, flying in front of a people, of a bunch of people in the audience. So you don't need to be a genius to perform that fake gravity simulation with cables. Here you have a compilation of at least people criticizes the
There were quite a number of articles and people who theorized. So as far as some people believe that you're not really in space; you're just tranquilly in some sort of a hidden space on Earth. How do we prove to people that you are 500 kilometers above me?
So you need to prove people, because you know.
And
the best thing that they can do is this.
Get convinced of that. Okay. Well, it's hard to fight against that sort of.
And the nice thing is the orientation in the neck. You know.
Conspiracy theory. But you know what you're controlling. You can see, for example, how is it that I can do? We cannot do this in a hangar on Earth, for example.
No,
there's no anti-gravity machinery on Earth.
No. It's such a unique, amazing experience. I think the fact that I took so many pictures up here is going to help me believe that I actually did it.
You look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
And here is another Easter egg to analyze, because when the guy is asking, you know, hey, this is a fraud, you are in studio, Nebraska, whatever. First of all, the woman is going to just, you know, put the finger to the hair, like, oh man, of course I am in the ISS, look at my hair, this is 0G hair movement.
Are you really in space still?
Are you really in space? And that guy is going to start to move things in his lower back part. And he's trying to, you know, he's moved the hand as the other guy with the red t-shirt. He's going to give a sign, and look at that. Again, this is typically of emotion blur error when you are in the green screen. But we leave it there. The guy is going to move the hand, shake the hand to give some, you know, sign for the people behind the camera. And he's going to try to search something in his lower back part
I don't
You
know.
know, he start like moving, like I can't find it, I can't find the switch or whatever, because all this is choreographed. He start looking something at the same time that this guy with this clown face is going to perform a turn. So again, it's the same equipment, it's the same technique.
We're gonna have to do something.
He's going to, I need to do something to prove that we are in space. Of course, the best thing you can do is just turn. But this guy here is he's trying to control the turn of this astronaut. So again, take a look how he's trying to find the correct, pieces, switches, levers, whatever.
Something for you.
Yeah, and he's moved, and now he are looking out of the camera. He's looking something, and he's going to push something out of the ceiling. Look, and hear the sound too. But look at not just the mechanical sound, but look the arm. He's moving the arm in this manner, which it doesn't have any sense at all. I mean, why you need to make like this? You are not dancing in space. And he's going to push something because again, this guy has some time of trouble with the wires. So again, take a look at the whole complete choreography. He's going to look at the face, man. I mean, this is the cream of the humanity to save us. He's looking something.
I don't know. We're gonna have to do something for you.
He touched something there. He put the arm. And look at the woman. The woman is pointing again with her finger. Something is wrong. It's the same thing as the other guy in the Mark Kelly scenario. He's pointing something is wrong, but yeah, I saw it. So this guy is going to go up and trying to fix some problem with the cable, and that is why this guy, it's like pull up without any explanation. He's just trying to make a turn, and he's going
for you.
Everything is correct, and now he's going to pull.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Watch this.
Okay, yeah. And it's not just this part that everyone knows that he's, taking something in the air. But for me, the most important thing is all the movement that is behind these two front astronauts. Because again, it's the same thing. I mean, the woman is pointing with her finger, something is wrong. This guy is trying to switch off or switch on or whatever. He makes the movement of some cable, and now he's going to pick. He touched some button, and now he's pulled back again to the floor with this strange movement. And okay.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Watch this.
This woman touched also something, maybe for her own A.R.G.O.S system. Okay. And everything's fine again. It's crazy. It's crazy how people believe in these clowns.
Yeah, right there.
It's very exciting. Can you just reassure us, that you really are in the space station? You're not suspended by hidden wires in a closet someplace. Maybe your hair alone kind of gives it away.
Hiding wires. It's amazing, man. I mean, let me just play again this part.
It's very exciting. Can you just reassure us, that you really are in the space station? You're not suspended by hidden wires in a closet someplace. Maybe your hair alone kind of gives it away.
Thank you very much, Mark, for your looping. It is very helpful because my grandchildren, they always say they are not really in space. It's all organized in NASA Hollywood.
Group somersault. Can you do one for me?
Do it. Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, no problem. I think we can do that, right? That's certainly not as graceful as it could have been. That's why we usually hesitate to do those, but
Well,
it's certainly fun to do.
I gotta say, at least you're having some fun up there. You're not going to the Olympics with that. Keep the day jobs, guys, or night jobs on this mission.
Again, you know, the guy saying, I take care of that. He pressed the reset button and you have all this combination, which is insane. And it's insane. People believe this. And this is still
Miles,
live.
I'll send you one of these bracelets.
I would like one.
Yeah. Don't send me nothing. Thank you for the tip in Rockfin. Thank you, Time Mutsans, for the sorry for my pronunciation, for the tip. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here, because it's crazy. For example, this is another one that I pick.
Station Houston.
You know, look at the screens here. If you take a look into these screens, the astronaut, it's coming to the front, rise up the hand and push a button for, you know, calibrate the A.R.G.O.S. And the system is going to pull his back. And when they switch to live feed, you're going to still notice that strange movement. Let's take a look.
Are you ready for the event?
There you have it. Can you see it? Yeah. Boom. When you combine that strange movement,
Houston, ready for the event.
if you combine that with, first of all, again, you have some part of the head that are completely erased and transparency. With transparency, that is the typical green screen error. There you have it. And again, you have some part of the neck which are disappearing. But if you combine this previous part before going live, he pushed the button, and now he's, you know, being pulled by the A.R.G.O.S system. And again, and I don't know what that green screen here is. I cannot say, because it's, unfortunately, we don't have the resolution enough to declare what that it is. But again, and the guys, I think these are 20 minutes of annoying interview. Just time to time, the guy must be coming into the front and press some button there, you know. He's make some turns, and again, the hand rise and press a button, going back, press a button. Crazy. Completely unnecessary. At least you are using some type of A.R.G.O.S system. And for me, I don't have any doubt about it. And, you know, here you can see an astronaut doing the same thing that you can do here on Earth using Hollywood techniques. And they are performing the same thing. And of course, A.R.G.O.S is also a deity related with, you know, God, Greek's God and things like that. This is Chris Hadfield, one of the worst astronaut ever, coming from Canada. And again, you have, you know, some movements.
Bon and Viv Spike Seltzer had zero.
You know, everything is a Hollywood technique, no doubt about it. And let me just finish with this. Here is Team Peak performing live, again, with people in the audience, you know, asking questions in supposedly live stream from the ISS, you know. The guy is here, blah, 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 blah. And he's going to perform a looping. Let me just skip forward until that moment. Here. And again, when he's going to perform the looping, you're going to hear the mechanical sound again, and in tandem with the strange movement of, like the cable is just release something and he's falling down.
I definitely haven't mastered it. I'll give you a trial and I'll show you just how bad it is.
Take a look at the sound. Now. Tack. And the hips go down. Back. And he straight up as nothing happened here.
That was great.
And supposedly he's floating in the...
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Give me another week.
And people applause. That is the most worst thing ever. People applause that. $150 billion supposedly is the cost of the ISS for have 6 clowns each 3 months or 6 months making loops in space. Okay. Well, there you have it. I think this is enough for today. I am not, I still need practice, not for looping, but for my English. Here you have some side-by-side comparison between, a free-fall plane and the supposedly ISS with all this strange movement and the astronaut trying to calibrate themselves, Nothing that it's happening in the ISS, it's something that you cannot do in here on Earth with, a combination of few technologies and techniques. We don't have much time because it's going to reach a point where the virtual reality and the real-time visual effects, techniques is going to at least cover these creepy old techniques that they use in the early days of the ISS. But they are still making errors. They are still having problems with the so-called live streams. So at least I'm still trying to make my own archives of all these nonsense movement and strange things that happen in the ISS. Of course, they are, for example, for me that this is in the old days when they supposedly went to the moon. The guy with the hammer without any problem, he could die immediately with a air leak, and why he cannot just get on the knees and pick up the tool? He needs to make all these force jump to trying to reach the floor. It's insane. I mean, there is no a logical explanation for this. This is just because they are pulling on wires. It's very easy to understand if you want. Some people, they don't want to understand. They're trying to defend these situations. It's very easy, at least, to understand.
Jamie, Kerry, Grant, and Tori and I busted this conspiracy theory in pretty much every way we could have possibly tested it. We built miniature models. We rode the Vomit Comet. We wore space.
Yes. They. Here you can see the. Let me just go here, because this is so obvious that they are pulling from someone outside of the camera, or maybe they can use this type of techniques where you have not this one, sorry, I was trying to find this one, where you can have a stratospheric balloon, not stratospheric balloon in terms of the ones that carry the satellite equipment, just a helium balloon, calibrating with an astronaut, and just for the tiny jumps and things like that. But of course, if you are calibrating to perform jumps when you want to get down on their knees, it's going to be difficult because you're going to have this helium balloon all the time pulling up you. And that is what they did in the moon fakery, at least in my opinion. Here you have the example. That is why he cannot just simply performs get on the knees and pick up the tool. They are being pulled by wires all the time. And before A.R.G.O.S, of course, they use the locomotion system, trying to, train with low gravity, quote unquote, low gravity environment. Again, this is a complete insult to humanity if you're trying to defend these clowns. So this is another side-by-side comparison. How can you do the same thing in Earth with a training system as in the moon? It's insane if you're trying to defend this, really, for real. So I'm gonna finish this live stream here. I hope you understand my explanation. I hope you understand my English, and see you next time here on MPT for All. Of course, thank you so much for all the people that support me. I don't want to forget the Rockfin tip from Time Munst, or I don't know if I pronounce correctly, but thank you so much for the tip. Thank you so much for the Patreon supporters, and thank you so much for being here watching this live stream. See you next time. And I cannot say the same thing that Sharon says because it's my English don't allow me.